good morning. Last week, I asked for a question on Instagram about UTS or Understanding the Self, which is one of my subject in freshman college as industrial engineering that you are curious about. So I pick a 5 question in which I will answer it on each day. So without further ado, let's hop into the video.
Numerous philosophers have long been interested in the subject of personal identity and the challenges it presents. This theory is a philosophical engagement with the fundamental problems of our existence, such as who we are and whether there is life after death. John Locke defined the self as a thinking, intellectual entity with the capacity for reflection and reason. A person's self is a subject of their own reflecting consciousness. According to him, the concept of self refers to one's conscious awareness of oneself as a thinking, reasoning, and reflecting identity. He clarified that the idea of a physical body's identity and that of living things cannot be utilized to define a person's identity. He defined 3 elements: memory, self-awareness, and consciousness as a foundation for the continuity of human identity over time. The impact of his philosophy on me is that I am responsible for my own consciousness, and as time goes on, it will emerge as something significant that I may or may not be able to forget. Russell J. Belk first linked self-extension with possession in 1988, introducing the concept of consumer behavior. He outlines that our possessions reflect our beliefs, wants, and inner desires. At the same time, they also help to shape these facets of our identity. This is because objects tend to possess meaning and we attach ourselves to this meaning. He lists some basic kinds of possessions that are related to the concept of the extended self, such as collections, money, family, and pets. He also includes pets. A dog can serve as a surrogate child or even a parental figure. Think Nana and Peter Pan. It would seem reasonable to spend money on animals, especially to my dog. Getting dressed up, rewarding good behavior with treats, getting a summertime haircut, and taking a bath before me. He is always my top priority above everything else. Naturally, the owner would do all of that because it relieves our stress and turns into a diary that knows us better than anybody, even better than my parents. A happy pill, alarm clock, and a pillow. The only way I could repay him for everything he had done for me was to treat him well, make him feel loved, and do everything in my power to make him happy. From this perspective, pets are associated with our desire to nourish ourselves or extended part of us as much as we want. Create a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good on the outside. This quote clearly states that being beautiful comes from the inner self, our spiritual self. Our spiritual selves are who we are at our most fundamental, deeper level. It gives us a profound understanding of who we truly are, where we have come from, where we are heading, and how we will accomplish our life's purpose. Modern definitions of spirituality include not only spiritual beliefs, but also a system of values that fosters a more mindful way of living. These ideals are often subtle rather than direct. For some people, spirituality is primarily about a belief in God and active participation in organized religion. Anyone can grow spiritually, whether it's through their family, friends, school, or religion. A portion of us, the part of loving others and our neighbor, is interconnected with everything. We feel satisfied when we do good deeds for others. Every time I do a nice deed, I feel as though I am doing it for the Almighty God rather than for myself. We live our lives and engage in our fundamental activities because we believe that death is inevitable and that there is life beyond death. Our need for peace and life fulfillment also serves as a starting point for our search for spirituality. We learn to accept disappointments, failures, and be content despite them. And if you ask me if I'm contented with the spiritual self that I have now, the answer is yes, definitely. Whenever I'm watching on TV, whether it's a news, variety show, or drama, I often hear the word purpose, which is not a very familiar word for me at a young age. Years pass, and I already knew the meaning of that word, but not the real reason or the intention of it to my life. But with all the challenges and pains I've experienced, those might be a direction for me to find my purpose. I now realize that finding happiness was the point of living, to develop more and fully experience life, to put my happiness first rather than worrying about what other people think of me, my accomplishments, or the purpose of my existence. So practice kindness and compassion. Take care more of my loved ones and above all, myself. Supporting and helping others out of a desire to enhance their life rather than as a need to prove your worth. And do what I love as often as I can. Reading, quietness, and wandering alone, simply because and nothing else. I'm doing it without feeling guilty or beating myself up for the lack of purpose, without worrying about whether I'm influential, relevant, important, deserving enough. Because at the end of the day, purpose can add to my happiness, but it's not a prerequisite for it. When you choose to act out of kindness, compassion, and love, you are already aligned with your true purpose. No need to look any further. I don't need a mission, a purpose, a goal for my life to be worthwhile. Since I was a kid, my parents have always insisted me to eat 3 times a day, go to bed early, wear pajamas before sleeping, apply insect repellent every minute, and take medicine as soon as I cough lightly. With that, I had a lot of love and care as I was growing up, not just from my parents but also from my grandparents and other family members. Because of this, I take extra care of myself now. I started doing everything by myself without assistance from anyone when I was a teenager. Without my parents around, I developed a sense of independence and adventure. Here are the activities that I work on by myself. First, spending time with my friends and being in the presence of people who inspire and support me. Second, whenever I have free time and when I'm not occupied with schoolwork, I exercise. Third, foods that I eat that causes me to dance. Fourth, dressing up to feel good or to improve my mood. And last, taking a stroll. Self-care, however, can also mean saying no, being more kind to myself, taking a deep breath, getting 8 hours of sleep, resting, and realizing that you are deserving of everything, always. Self-care isn't just about luxuries, but a means of survival.
And that's a wrap. I hope that I was able to address all of your questions and that the information I provided in the video was helpful to you. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Until then, bye!